Chale, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this session, we will be again using the one-way ANOVA test and then post hoc tests. But here we will be estimating the robustness. We will ensure the robustness of our test. Why there is need to apply robustness? Actually, the assumption of one-way ANOVA test is that the variances are equal. Variances, for example, a variance of expenditures across 5 categories. Again, we will be using the same file, the same data. This data set, credit card data file. And here now we will be using we will be performing robustness. So why there is need to apply robustness? Actually, when homoscedasticity assumption is not fulfilled, when there is heteroscedasticity. What does heteroscedasticity mean? A difficult name. When the variances of expenditures across 5 different categories are not the same, they are different. When the variances are different, this is known as hetero. The variances are not identical. So for this matter, a doubt is created as if our results does not truly measure the effect. So in order to ensure the true measurement of effect of independent variable on dependent variable, we apply these additional tests. Again, there are 2 methods: analyze, compare means, or compare means may, and then one-way ANOVA. But here, spend, I think we continue with the same. Spending is our dependent variable, type, different types, categories. लेकिन यहाँ पे अब हम जो options हैं, we are applying, if equal variances are assumed, then we are applying Tukey test, and if equal variances are not assumed, then we are trying to ensure the robustness of our test. So ये Games-Howell and T2. So these tests and level of significance is adjustable, but we are choosing the standard level of significance, which is 5%. For social sciences, for management sciences, generally is the practice of choosing 5% or less level of significance. Continue. And options the same, but this time these are actually those were the tests which I have shown in case of lack of homogeneity of the variance or due to heteroscedasticity. And these Welch and Brown-Forsythe, these tests are actually the robustness tests. Okay, so our special focus will be on the test results of Brown-Forsythe and Welch, that the significant difference still prevails. The robustness, as if the effect is not gone, as if the effect of independent variable on dependent variable is not mistaken. Okay, continue, and then okay, and this is how the results are obtained. Significant difference, but this time, the table is relatively longer. Games-Howell, T2, Tamhane, and but our focus is actually to understand the robustness of our results. So let's see where have gone our Games-Howell and okay. test of homogeneity. ANOVA, where has it gone? It is lost. It is lost somewhere. Let us apply it in. I cannot find here. It must be there. I think there is something wrong with my SPSS. So yeah, it is here. Yeah, robustness test of equality of means. It is there, Welch. It is still significant. I'm sorry, I could not find it quickly. The Brown forces is also significant. It means the effect is not gone, is not lost. The effect of independent variable on the dependent variable is not gone due to the presence of heterogeneous variances of expenditures across 5 categories. So this proves the robustness of test results. Similarly, we can apply GLM, univariate, this one, but plots post hoc in post hoc, okay, and Tamhane's T2 test and Games-Howell some additional test when there is heteroscedasticity. Because these are the two tests, because you can read here, equal variances not assumed. It means there is heteroscedasticity. And when we are assuming this, there is homoscedasticity. Continue, and options. We can now choose more options, descriptive stats, mean, parameter, contrast. We don't have the options of contrast, compare means, and anything else which we want to. I think it is not here. Let's see the contrast. No, it is not here. Post hoc. No, it is not there. Okay, and in GLM, unfortunately, we do not find it. Options, let me check it again. No, there's no such option available here. We continue, and then there's no need of calculating further the same thing, the same results using the GLM. So what we can do here, one thing more, that is about, since our concern is about the heteroscedasticity, so we can save the standardized residuals. That will help us to compare whether there is heteroscedasticity across the 5 groups or there is homoscedasticity. That we can do here. Continue. Okay. Now this time we will go to the data sheet, and this data sheet has calculated this standardized residual value. And we can see here graph, legacy dialog, and scatter plot. In scatter plot, simple scatter plot, we define. Now here on y-axis, you can convert it to variable name, y-axis, and the type or category on x-axis, and other things remaining the same. Chart specification form, no options. Display groups defined by missing values, no. The other things we do not need. Error bar can be shown, but okay, we want to keep it simple. Okay. Now this graph, you can see here, the variances, the spreads are not the same. They are different. Clear depiction of the presence of heteroscedasticity. On y-axis standardized residuals, of the dependent variable spending. On x-axis, the types of transaction. Let me show it to you more clearly. Now you can see the type of transaction. You know, this fifth category, fourth category, for their spread is not identical. They are different. Relatively less spread, relatively more spread, relatively more spread, and relatively higher than this category, number one. Third category's spread is relatively more than first category, and so on. So this is how you can identify the heteroscedasticity across different categories. So this concludes our discussion on the measurement of robustness or reporting the one-way ANOVA test results with robustness. This is the question generally asked. Thank you very much.